Hey, quick poll before we start. Do you often have restless nights where you force yourself not to see an old Greek myth as metaphor for a video game scenario, but the thoughts keep coming back?
What? No.
Either way, today we're gonna get good at never looking back. I'm teaching you one of the most essential skills of ground movement in this game, the long lost brother of dash dancing and wave dashing, but just as important, cacto dashing. Melee.guru lists cacto dashing as a Marth technique, which is stupid, but more egregiously as only occasionally useful, which is blatantly wrong. But first things first, what is cacto dashing? It's refreshing your dash state after committing to a run by crouching in between both actions. This technique works in all versions of Project M and Melee. I believe the technique is also in Rivals of Aether, but over there it's probably easier due to Smash being weird. Why is it important? Well, dash dance is all well and good and you can get everywhere without exiting it, but you have to constantly switch directions regardless of which direction you want to go, which means more stationary time, aka not moving. You can solve this with a wave dash, but wave dashes take between 13 and 16 frames to complete, which means almost a quarter of a second where you've lost complete control of your character and committed to moving, and commitment is exactly what you wanted to avoid by dash dancing in the first place.
He thinks we be boned.
Am I saying wave dashing while dash dancing is bad? Hell no, but knowing its limits and when to use and when not to will make you a better player, so listen up. Out of the movement options that keep you mostly actionable, let's go over the easy ones. Walking is fully actionable but way too slow, moonwalking is situational at best, surprise factor at worst, and pivot walking is just... no. Meanwhile, most characters have higher run speed than dashing speed, so by spending more time in run state and not having to constantly turn around, you can get to places faster and more importantly, get away from places faster. With Cacto Dash, you can access dash dancing at any time, anywhere, useful on defense when dashing back, and on offense to take space more safely. Well, everything's dandy and all, but depending on your character, you might be doing it between 10 and 50 or more times per game, every game. You better get good at it. So here's how to do it. You're probably familiar with attacking out a run by crouch stopping, so you're halfway there, but there's an important nuisance when it comes to dashing again. As I said before, Smash is weird, you cannot dash back out of a crouch for the first 7 frames of crouch animation, so if you wish to do it the simple way, it's run, crouch, run, back. Be sure to get yourself used to the timing and the angle, or you'll be welcomed by turnaround animation. I recommend going from forward to down to neutral, and then full forward or back. If you want to add a few extra inputs for the back version, you can do it faster and more reliable. While you can't dash back, you can begin to dash forward after the very first frame of crouch, meaning you can perform cacto dashing by crouching for 1 frame, dashing forward for 3 frames and dashing back. This speeds up the motion by 3 frames, makes it easier to perform and is the preferred method. If you're having trouble internalizing the motion, try rolling the stick along the edge of the stick gate. If you're a fighting game player, these inputs on screen might help you. The motion is fairly fast this way, so be sure to practice it a lot, but luckily it's a pretty fun motion to perform both in GCC and box style controllers. Jesus Christ, I had to read a script where 1/10 of the words contain CH or SH sounds. English can go suck it. I hope you learned something new and now you can take your game to the next level. Adios.